next speaker, Ragi, Pursuit of Happiness. 5 to 7 minutes, Mr. Timer. Pursuit of Happiness, Ragi.
It's not on? Hello?
Yep.
Hello everyone. Hello. Okay, so what a day, right? Today I like the table topics a lot. There are a lot of core basic things which we covered, like peace, habits, life goals, so many interesting things, and I would like to also include my today's presentation as one of the fundamentals of life, which is pursuit of happiness. So everyone in life wants to be happy. And how long we want to be happy? Like, we want to be happy forever, forever. Everyone wants eternal happiness. But what exactly is happiness? So whenever we desire for something, when we achieve that, or when we possess that, when we have it, we'll feel happy. But unfortunately, that happiness lasts for only some time. And we will again look for something else to have happiness. When we attain that new thing, we will be happy for a certain time, and we again want to have something else. So basically, there are like 3 kinds of happiness as per like some researchers or theories. Like, there are 3 basic kinds of happiness. The first one is called pleasure, the second one is called engagement, the third one is called meaning. What exactly is pleasure? So when we have something for certain duration, we will be happy, and once we don't have it, we will not be happy. That is called like pleasure. For example, having an ice cream or having a coffee. As long as you have it, you will be happy. Once that is done, you are not happy. So we actually need to have as less as possible pleasures in our life to be more happier. Pleasure is like the least kind of happiness which we need to look for. For example, like smoking or drugs. These are all like addictions which will give you immense happiness or pleasure when you have it, but after you stop with it, you want to have it again, and this will actually lead to some problems in your life, or like you will go in the wrong direction. And the second one is engagement. Engagement is something where you involve in something, you participate, and then get some satisfaction, which is like going for a soccer game. You play the soccer game, you play tennis, or having your day-to-day work. Whatever you do on a daily routine, you will engage yourself, and when you finish the task, you will be happy. This kind of happiness lasts for like longer duration, like maybe a day or 2 days. For example, you play a game, you will remember for 2-3 days. If you do some good job at office, like you might remember it for a week. So this is one of the better than pleasure. Then comes the third one, meaning. Meaning is something which we do meaningful to others, not for us. So anything, any task, activity which we do to help others or to help society, and which gives meanings to others, not for us, that is called meaning. This is the most best kind of happiness which actually lasts long. So there was a survey or research or kind of thing conducted by a professor, where he took like 60 students, and he split them into 2 different groups, and 30 people were selected to watch a movie, and 30 more students were given some gifts, food, clothes, and asked them to go and give them in an orphan home where they can help some orphan kids, and the other kids were sent for a movie. And after that event, he gave a survey form to all of them to just fill that form and say, rate their happiness or satisfaction, how much they had from 1 to 5. So they all like did the survey and gave the forms back to the professor. And he took those forms and he just kept it aside. But after 6 months, he again went back to the same classroom with the same kind of survey forms and ask them to fill it and want to rate their satisfaction or happiness what they had 6 months back on what they did. And the first group, most of them did not even remember what exactly they watched and how good was the movie, and they could not rate properly. But the other group who did some meaningful thing, they donated or they helped some orphan kids, they could still remember the same event and they could full recognize the happiness what they had. So basically, the meaningful things, whatever you do, which will help others or society, will be make you more happy than compared to the pleasures or other addictions what we have. So we should look for meaningful happiness. And can we have eternal happiness, happiness forever? So that's a tough question. I don't know the answer right now, but I would leave it to you. Do your research and find out how we can be happy forever. Thank you.